what does a typical day look like for you during your sports season?
I go to school. I come back from school. I usually have a like an hour and a half rest period where I usually do a curricular activity, and then I go to swim and stay there for an hour.
A typical day for me, it looks like I leave school early because I have soccer in Hilo, and once I'm in Hilo, I'm there for around 2 hours, and then once we leave, I get home around 7:30 to 8.
I go from school straight to practice, so it's pretty rushed in the day.
I go to school and then I go to practice at 4:30.
During my sports season, it's mostly like you just gotta wake up early in the morning, go down, like rig up, and then sail pretty much all day, and then go home.
So we'll say we're on the mainland. For my basketball team, usually we wake up around 6 a.m. and we go down. We meet everybody for breakfast. We usually stay at a hotel that has you can self-serve. So we go get breakfast. We meet in the conference room and we have a team meeting. Then after that, we get our snacks, load up the vans, and we head to the gym. And then usually we stretch and we watch games who we're gonna play. And then when it comes our turn, we warm up really good so that we could have a good game. And then once we have our game, we get back to the hotel. Usually first we eat food, go back, and then just hang out, watch film.
For my volleyball team, we all gather together before walking in so we can walk in as a team and don't get separated. And then we stretch, and then we watch the people who are gonna play, and then we just warm up.
Can you guys give me a specific example of a time when being a student athlete created a challenge that non-athletes might not understand?
I feel like a challenge for me was getting back so late, at 9 o'clock, and doing all my homework when I still had when it was 10 o'clock at night and I wanted to go to sleep. So I feel like that was a bigger problem for me.
I feel like it was hard to jump.
Challenge is usually when I do a weekend regatta, then I come home at late Sunday night and I have to do all my homework that night, and it's from 9 o'clock to 11.
Stay active and stay fit, and then some disadvantages is missing school, not being able to have enough time to do things.
Advantages is having a sport, mental reliever for when I'm stressed about school. And some disadvantages is having to miss school.
Endurance, because it's really good to keep going, and slowing it down and thinking it over, just doing the process really slowly.
What advice would you give to someone who hasn't found their stress relief method yet?
Do things you haven't done yet, or you think you'd because then you might actually end up liking it.
Yeah, I feel like if something is on your mind and you're stressed about it, just do something else that will make you happy.
How many hours a week do you spend on sports? Practice, games, training?
Probably 20 hours on all sports together.
I spend at least 3 days in the week for 2 hours, and then at least an hour or two on the weekend.
Spend about 8, because during the summer they add another day, but during school it's about 6, and then race days is all day.
With the games, up to 15 hours a week, and then without games probably 8 or 9.
With just practices by itself, 12, and with games, 24.
During the summer when I do the most training, probably 9 hours. 8 or 9 hours.
It could be like above 10 hours depending on the weekends usually, because I have practices every single day. I have Monday, Wednesday, Friday football, and then Tuesday, Thursday basketball, each for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. And then on the weekend I have basketball training in Kona, that's like 2-3 hours. And then like if we have a tournament or games, it could be even longer, so 10 plus hours of sports every week.
For me, about 10 hours because I have practice like almost every day. And then also on weekends we could have games or a tournament.
Have you ever had to miss out on social activities because of your athletic commitments? How did that make you feel?
Upset because I really wanted to go to the thing, and I work on sports all the time, so missing it once didn't seem like a big deal.
Have you ever had to miss out on social activities because of athletic commitments? How did that make you feel?
I feel like I did miss a lot of things like parties or birthday parties, but that's because I had to go to the mainland and play tournaments. But I feel like I knew it was for the best, so it didn't really affect me as much.
I've had to miss a lot of stuff like parties and stuff because like we try to make it to states every single year, and I'm happy that I missed those parties because I made it to states and I won.
Kind of made me feel like sad because all of my friends will be all hanging out and then I like cannot.
Yeah, same. I'll have like friends who are having birthday parties and they'll invite like our entire friend group, but I can't go because I'm committed to volleyball. And it made me feel sad, but I also knew that there was more to it than just missing out on a birthday party.
Yeah, a couple times I had to miss out on like parties and stuff because I had like a big regatta somewhere else, like in like Japan or North America, like somewhere in North America. And it made me feel like a little bummed because like I couldn't go to their party or whatever. But also it was like a big regatta, so it didn't make me like too bummed.
Yeah, so sometimes like if we're planning hangouts or like my friends have something going on, I can't always make it to every single one of them because I have sports. And honestly, it doesn't really make me that like I'm fine because I enjoy doing sports, and like sports is something that I look forward to do, so I'm not like sad when I have to miss out on activities.
When you feel overwhelmed by school and sports, what do you do to relieve your stress?
To relieve my stress, I go down to my basketball court that I play on always, and I just shoot around by myself, and it just really like relaxes me because it's quiet, like I can hear the wind on the trees. It's just like relaxing.
I feel like when everything is too much, I go to the ocean and surf to calm down.
I feel like it's kind of a balance, like sports it relieves stress from school, but school also relieves stress from sports.
Who helps you the most with balancing school and sports?
My uncle and my brother Calvin helps me advance the most because I'm always playing basketball with him, and he never like goes easy on me, so it helps me get better.
I feel like my mom helps me the most managing my time and like telling me what not and to do. And I feel like she helps me the most through everything.
I think either like my teachers, because like I know that they're understanding, and like if I have a question about homework that like I had the night of my practice, I could always like go to my teachers and ask them for questions, and I know they'll understand too. And I think just going to my parents and yeah.
What helps me most is like my mom. She helps me keep me on track. She drives me to practices and stuff.
My mom, because like she helps me like tell me to do my homework when I don't want to do it late at night.
About school, and some disadvantages is having to miss school for going to like Oahu for tournaments and not finishing homework.
What's something about being a student athlete that surprised you?
Something that surprised me was how much you can like end up missing school and how much you can fall behind.
Something that surprised me was how focused you have to stay to make sure you rise to where you want to be with school and sports.
If you could change one thing about being a student athlete, what would it be?
I would change like how I look at things because sometimes it like puts me down when I see like other people and how much better they are and like how I want to play in high school, and I don't think like it'd be really hard to get there and have a good amount of playing time. So I just have to like take it one step at a time and like not think about like people I'm like compared with and like try to beat them in like a race of getting better and then choose someone else who's better than me and stuff like that.
Something that I would change is probably like pushing times back to be able to have enough time for everything.
Probably if the sport was like closer to my house, so I didn't have to fly to Oahu.
I'd say like don't ever give up on your sport because like you're always gonna find something to help you. Just don't give up.